for joining me here at Major Arcanum. I already pre-shuffled the cards, so we can just jump right into it. I'm going to place your person's cards on my left, yours on the right. Mutual cards will go in the center. Okay, Aries energy with the Four of Wands, Capricorn energy with the Devil, and then Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with the King of Wands. On your side, we have Capricorn energy with the Four of Pentacles, Cancer with the Two of Cups, Sagittarius with the World card. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, excuse me. We also have the Five of Swords, Aquarius energy, and the Nine of Swords, Gemini energy. Maybe that means something to you or maybe not. But on your person's side, okay, I mean, we got a couple of fours on the spread, you know, and fours, remember that, are a reminder rather that that hard work is necessary in order for you to manifest your dreams. Like the universe can help you, you know, if you ask for it. A Four of Wands, what your person wants to ask for is happily ever after. A Four of Wands does represent, you know, planning for a big event. Could be like an invitation to something, a date, an engagement, a wedding, something like that, but definitely wanting to make plans for a big event related to the future. I feel like there's like a dove, the animal of love, or the bird of love, and then we have the ram's head, right, representative of Aries energy, but also representing like stubbornness. So it could be your person who wants this happily ever after, but potentially they're the one who's been stubborn all along. Maybe they realize the error of their ways and want to make a change. Could be that they, honestly, I kind of get the vibes that like they don't know what a healthy relationship looks like with this Devil card. And so maybe they're fearful that they'll make mistakes, you know, like their parents, if their parents are divorced, for example, that they'll end up like that. And that was cause for them to hesitate in moving forward in like commitment and marriage. And that's, I mean, that's an explanation, but it's not an excuse, you know, because they can make changes. If they don't want to end in divorce, then they can make changes to do things different than their parents did, such as like therapy, for example, you know, or just removing the option, an agreement to remove the option of divorce, right? So it's an explanation. It's not an excuse. So I feel that they've been stubborn all along on committing because maybe they don't see that healthy example of a good relationship, a good lasting relationship. They don't want to make the same mistakes, and that's been their excuse all along. But I see that I feel that they're catching on to the error of their ways, as I mentioned. And then we have the King of Wands, self-assured, you know, somebody who's confident and, or at least displays confidence, you know, that they have it all together, that they have all the ideas, that they have all the answers and all that good stuff, you know, but inwardly, they're maybe not as confident as they appear. And I do sense that it's part of a relationship thing and the example of a relationship and doubt that they can make it work or make it last. They've been fearful all along. This person might need a lot of reassurance. You know, that they're maybe a lot of compliments, that they're a good person, that they're a good partner, that whatever it is, potentially needing words of affirmation. I just feel like this person needs a lot of reassurance. The Four of Pentacles is kind of a withholding kind of energy, you know. So almost like you might have been withholding. You might have been withholding, you know, intimacy if you're angry or upset with them. Time, quality time, or you know, energy. You could be withholding from them because they're not giving you exactly what it is that you want. That could be feeding into their insecurity inwardly that they're experiencing. And, you know, it could be a little harsh, right? A silent treatment is a little bit harsh. Withholding affection is a little bit harsh. Instead, use communication, right, to establish a path forward on what it is that you expect and the things that you will not tolerate, right? So we have the Two of Cups here. It's, minor arcana to the Lover's card. There's definitely feelings here. You care for this person. I feel like you even want things to move forward and advance to like the next level with the Two of Cups. You want things to progress. But maybe they've been the ones who've kind of been stalling or dragging their feet, and maybe they haven't confided in you the reason why. Like we talked about earlier, they haven't had those positive role models or good examples of successful couples that they know in real life, right? So potentially it's that. And I think that you feel that you care deeply for this person. But they're not giving you what you want, and that's causing you a little bit of frustration in this connection. But the world, I keep calling it the world card. I think it's because it's circular, but it's actually the Wheel of Fortune. It means things are turning in your favor. So yeah, I just kind of feel like if you're giving this person the silent treatment, please stop doing that, right? This person, they display outwardly that they're confident and strong and all this other stuff, but I feel like inside they're like their inner child is wounded from experiences of the past. And so with the Wheel of Fortune rather, with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's a card about acting with integrity. You get out of this world what you put into it, right? So if you're giving this person the silent treatment and removing yourself from their life, as punishment, understand that you get what you give, right? So if you would want that kind of treatment, if you like that kind of treatment, carry on. But if you don't, and you want somebody to treat you well, and you want somebody to take care of you, and you want a partnership, then behave that way, right? So this is a card that's urging you to be nice. And whether you move forward with this person or not, that's your choice. But be nice in the way that you deliver the message, right? You get what you give in a situation, and that's the Wheel of Fortune reminding you of such. Okay. 5 of Swords in the challenge position. 5 of Swords is a conflict, of course. But it's also one about winning at all cost. It's in the challenge position. Winning no matter who you hurt in the process. Like almost sorry. The way that I'm picking this up is like winning at all costs. You don't care who gets hurt in the process. And so what I mean by that is you're giving this person the silent treatment, right? Evidenced here with the Four of Pentacles. You're giving this person the silent treatment. And it's your way to get this person to try harder, right? Winning at all costs, no matter who gets hurt in the process. Well, their feelings are hurt because maybe it's a feeling of abandonment that they're dealing with, that they've experienced from their childhood or whatever, past relationships, who cares? So your silent treatment is just reinforcing, the idea of abandonment and maybe that they're not worthy and all this other stuff. So use caution, in your efforts of silent treatment, because it could be viewed as manipulation. If you want to do the mature thing, talk to them about your feelings, the things that you'll tolerate, and the things you won't accept. Be the adult, do the mature thing, and handle it, right? Talk about it. Sword energy. Communication. Nine of Swords. More communication is necessary in order to get over the hardships, right? Over the anxiety this person is experiencing. I am getting strong sense of abandonment from prior relationships, their parents, or past romantic situations, whatever. Those feelings of abandonment, and then you giving them the silent treatment is giving them anxiety. Now they want to fix this. We see that with the Four of Wands. They want to fix this. They just haven't been given an opportunity to behave in a way that is opposite of what they've experienced. Maybe they don't know, and maybe therapy, like I mentioned earlier, is necessary. But they're willing to do things different in order to have a different outcome. So talk about that, communicate about that. How can you move forward in a healthy and productive way? Because that's the mature thing to do. And we're mature here on this channel, mostly. Let's see. I'm pulling 2 cards to see what the additional messages are. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And the second one, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So I'm going to leave that there. Okay. Whose reading was I'm so curious, like, who's experiencing this? I don't know, but let me know in the comments, or send me a private message if you want a personal reading in between these sessions, because I'm not doing them as frequently as I used to. Just reach out, I'll provide it for you. And don't forget to do all that YouTube stuff, like, share, and subscribe. It's free for you, but means so much to me. And hopefully we'll talk soon. Bye.